Next, what I'm going to tell is going to flow. Actually, milk and honey is going to flow into your ears. Unique situation for a chartered accountant. You know, in the insolvency bankruptcy code, you know what is the first expense? Fees of the professional. Have we ever able to talk to our clients? You first give the fees, I will sign the audit report. I have not been able to do in my 20 years of practice, sir. There have been situations where when this fellow comes to sign the next audit report, he will pay the fee for the previous audit report. Isn't it not? And as a tribe, we are accustomed to have debtors. I actually feel happy, to see the debtors in our books. Many people, many of the chart accountants don't have a debtors list also. Oh, he will give. He's my brother's relations, wife's this thing. He will give the money, no problem. All on hope we keep running the practice. Isn't it not? I'm not trying to ridicule anybody. I'm not trying to make fun. It's the reality. I was also like that. When I quit practice and when I converted when I went and joined in the Big Four, I had to write off tens of lakhs of money. Debtors only if it is a running concern, I'll be able to get next year, uske baad next year. Certification fee, all the certification fees and all will be pending. 3CB fees will be pending, isn't it not? In this case, the first is your masala. Tomorrow morning, everybody must register for this. Everybody must become a insolvency professional and taste the sweet pongal of getting the fee first. First is the fee of the professional, the resolution cost involved. After that, you come to the secured creditors. After that, you come to the next section, who are secured creditors who have given away their rights and then taking the money, coming to the normal waterfalls, and the employees, the workmen. After that, you come to the government dues. Of course, the operation creditor is thrown in the last, only before the equity he is able to get. We have made representations on that to tweak it, but the government in its wisdom has thought it fit to have it here. Be it as it may, the professional fee is the first money you can take out. So there can never be a bad debt technically if you are practicing insolvency bankruptcy code. Once a default occurs, the whole thing goes to NCLT. NCLT will admit the application, and immediately on admission of the application, what happens is that insolvency professional is appointed, who is the interim insolvency professional. The interim insolvency professional life is only 30 days, like a butterfly. His life is only 30 days, for which a fee is already fixed for him, either by the board or by the person appointing him. He has to ask for the claims. He has to make information memorandum as to what is the amount available, what are the claims there, and he has to run the company also. He has to run the company also. That 30 days. And by the end of the 30 days, based on the claims received, he will formulate a team called the Committee of Creditors. The Committee of Creditors will run the company, will decide the fate of the company, will decide the fate of the corporate debtor. Who is the corporate debtor here? Who is the corporate debtor? No. The company. The company who has to pay the money is called the corporate debtor here. He has to run the company, and all the decisions of the Committee of Creditors is by 3/4 majority. Voting share is based on the value of debt. If SBI with its consortium has got 80%, it will have 80% value of the voting share. If another financial creditor has given some loan which comes to 40%, that 40% he says he will have a say of 40%. It's not like not one man one vote concept. No, it is a voting share based on the value of the debt owed. So all these things, who has to decide all these things? It is the company, it is the interim professional who has to decide all these things. I am getting queries from interim professional asking me to calculate the 75% share. For us, it's a child's play, isn't it not? But for certain other professionals who are not used to it, it's not that they don't know. They want to have a cross check. They are more comfortable if a chartered accountant is able to handle the situation. There, all of us will fill in the role here. Okay. In India, it has found that after a default has taken place, only 20% of the debt is recovered by all the banks. The balance 80% is usually a write-off, or the interest is not paid for that. The notional interest also, if we see, it is not accounted for. So technically what happens, only 20% is recovered. So the whole issue of the code is coming into place. Because of all this situation, the ease of doing business was 130. In fact, Arun Jaitley also, the Honorable Finance Minister Jaitley also made a mention of this during his latest visit to Chennai, wherein he said that only because of a few measures taken by the government, the whole ease of doing business index has improved. Within a year, it improved 40. Now we are in 90, I believe. In November 17, it was actually 100, but now it is 90 according to some statistics. So the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code has played an important role in trying to ease the business scenario in the country, so much so that it is in an improved state. Now we will read the objectives of the new law. The objectives of the new law is as per the preamble of the Act. It says to consolidate and amend the laws relating to reorganization and insolvency resolution. Accepted. Of whom? Corporate persons, partnership firms, individuals, almost covering everybody. LLP will come in corporate persons. In a time-bound manner, it can't be dragging on for the 20 years, no. For the maximization of value of the assets of such persons. So either for the creditor or for the debtor, it must be at maximized value and not a residual value, scrap value, which is all happening. It seeks to promote entrepreneurship, availability of credit, and the balance the interest of all the stakeholders. Up till now, what we have seen is line with it. At the end of the day, all of us should be the beneficiaries, all of us should be the, should reap the benefit of the whole thing. That includes the alteration of the order of priority of the payment to government dues. We have seen that in detail. To establish an Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India for the matters connected thereto and incidental thereof. So the preamble is very clear to say that we are seeking at a resolution. Insolvency Bankruptcy Code is not a recovery mechanism. It cannot be used as a recovery mechanism. If it is used as a recovery mechanism, the whole system will fall flat. 2, again we will come back to the same situation where the litigation will be protracted. Ultimately, the realization will be so low, so less, so minuscule that the whole effort is wasted. In fact, the NCLT, which is actually administering the whole thing, which is the adjudicating authority for resolution process, for the corporate resolution process, has made it very clear time and again to say that you come with a resolution, you try to resolve the problem amongst yourself at any stage, we will try to help you. Don't try to make this forum into a recovery proceedings wherein if I get 20 paisa, it's enough. I am willing to forego 80%. Those things is generally not encouraged by the adjudicating authority. So the objective of the law is very clear. So the code mechanism is actually something like this. First is the act, which is in the top of the pyramid. Next is the board known as the Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, which was actually created after this code was passed in the parliament. It is the Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India which actually formulates the regulation and actually controls the whole process of insolvency and bankruptcy in India. Third is the agency, like the CA. There are a couple of agencies. Our institute is an agency in which we have to register to the agency, and the agency will push the application upward towards the board. The Company Secretary Institute is another agency. It has to be a Section 8 company which has been formed. All of which is available in the ICAI website itself very clearly. And the cost accountants also have one agency amongst themselves. The maximum number of professionals as of now is from the Company Secretary Institute, because the Company Secretary it is a natural progression for the Company Secretary from being a Company Secretary already handling the affairs of the companies in all other matters like filing, complications, mergers, acquisitions or any litigation. It is a natural transition for them to become insolvency professionals, and now there are very many company secretaries who are insolvency professionals. Last is the professionals, who are the bottom of the pyramid, who actually form the base of the whole system,